64 degrees at 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday, September 11th. I'm Lee Harris. Here's what's happening. It's primary day.
My dad said these buildings will last for 1,000 years. They'll be here forever.
It's a terrific place to work. And on a clear day, you could see the curvature of the earth.
It was really, every fiber in your body is screaming. It's like, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here.
Okay, let's give you a hand here.
What the hell are you doing? You trying to kill us all?
Tell the boys. Tell the boys I love them.
We got two isolated pockets of fire. We should be able to knock it down with 2 lines. Radio that. 78th floor.
Number 2 has had a major explosion and what appears to be a complete collapse surrounding the entire area.
I was working that morning. Worked in Midtown Manhattan, up by 59th Street, Columbus Circle, and I was working a day shift, which is like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And just like any other normal day working, we heard it over the police radio. I heard a female officer's voice, sort of screaming on the radio that couldn't really make out what she was saying, but something about a plane hitting one of the Twin Towers, and then it kept changing over the radio, and different things were coming in that it was a helicopter or a tourist plane, and they weren't sure what it was at first. So that's what we did, was just monitor the radio, like listening to see what was going on, and then more facts were coming in that it was, yes, a big commercial passenger plane. Going down the site for the first time was like being in a bad dream. Nothing looked real. The sky went from, it was a beautiful blue, clear sky that day, and just going down, and everything was just gray and smoky and different odd smells, and just seeing like expression, lack of expression on people's faces, the workers there. They started to put teams together. It was like a sergeant and I think like a team of 8 officers. Each command was sending teams down there to assist with, rescue and everything else. This is before the towers fell. So unfortunately, I wanted to go in the worst way, but they wouldn't let me because of my injury, being restricted duty. So all my friends that I was working with, they all got sent down, and then it was like, that's about time towers fell.
This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the 2 towers. A huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
Hey, Mayday! Hey, Mayday! My partner is missing. I cannot find him. I'm trapped here because from the previous collapse. No matter what the highway, I'm pinned. Chief Brown, Mayday, Liberty and West. I'm trapped in the rubble. Can anybody hear me? I'm a civilian. I'm trapped inside of one of your fire trucks underneath the collapse that just happened.
I was there one time when the firemen found one of their fallen brothers, or what was left of them, and anytime they'd found a body like that, everything would just stop. All the work would stop, and it was just silence. And what they did was, it was almost like a line of people, and they carried whatever remains were left. It could have been a body part, it could have been a piece of their uniform, a name tag, a helmet, but everything just would stop. And I guess it was everybody's way of honoring that person, and their ultimate sacrifice. We did find other items. I remember I found, it was an American flag. It's actually a napkin, but it was just like floating in the debris. And I remember grabbing it just because it was American flag. It was like, it meant something to me, a symbol. But it was probably something that was just on somebody's desk or in the cafeteria in one of the towers, when everything came down, paperwork was flying all over the place. And this was just something else flying in the air, But I remember keeping it, and I still have it. And I found a metal eagle, a piece of which I thought at the beginning it was maybe off a fireman's helmet or something. So when I found it, I brought it right to the closest fireman. It was actually a fire chief, and he said it's nothing that has to do with the fire department. So it wasn't off of any uniform or helmet or anything like that. But I still have that to this day, and it still has like some of the debris caked on it and everything else. It was a while before things were normal. We never got normal. I remember in the days after that and weeks after that, you get these sick people out there that make these phony phone calls about bomb scares, and now you get the whole city is on high alert, and it could just be somebody left a piece of luggage somewhere, or a brown paper bag with old food and laying on somewhere, and people would right away, it's a bomb, something's going to happen, which is good. You want people to report stuff, but I remember like the Empire State Building having to be evacuated in the days after that because somebody called in that something's going to happen. But now, like, because of all the breathing and all that crap, now I also suffer from all different lung problems, and I'm on a dozen different medications, inhalers. I have to take this stuff the rest of my life. And every year it seems to get a little worse. And then every year I end up losing a few friends from different 9/11 problems. There's been more people who died since 9/11 due to respiratory problems than actually died on that day. It's a scary reality that, all I can do is just keep trying to take care of myself and take the medications and go to my doctor visits. Towards the end of October, it's like almost a month and a half later, a month, when they had the concert for New York at Madison Square Garden that Paul McCartney put together with a bunch of other famous acts and artists that we were invited to go to, all the first responders. And that was like the first time that I actually saw people having a good time again, laughing or smiling again, and that it was okay to move on, which was pretty neat, pretty cool experience. And they put it together so fast that it was like they had so many people come out of the woodwork, artists, celebrities that wanted to be a part of it, where they actually turned people away, turned acts away. Bill Clinton was, Mayor Giuliani, all these people that we got to meet, and I had them sign. We had white uniform shirts on. We had everybody sign the shirts. I don't know. There's so many books have been written about it. There's so much film footage, and every year they show it, or usually around the anniversary they always show stuff. And as hard as it is for me to watch it sometimes, I think they should show it every year on TV. They should show it more often, than they do, and everybody should watch it. That should be stuff that every school should be, part of the lesson programs now, because it's a major part of history, and people should not forget.